Good whatever to wherever the hell you are. My name is Anna Maria, and this is Sci-Fi's Finest, your semi-regular sci-fi podfix of what's going on in the science fiction sphere of audio drama. Whoa, round of applause.
Why are we clapping?
Because we made it to episode 2 without your jailbreaks in the lock system getting picked up by HQ.
That was never a concern.
By the way, Curious, don't worry about listening to us in order. The news is topical and the pilot reviews are standalone. On today's agenda, we'll be catching you up to speed with currently releasing pods, reviewing a pilot episode in the pilot seat, and delivering fun space facts from space. And we have some special news regarding a certain camping opportunity, as well as something related to paneling.
I swear I secured the paneling back onto the control deck.
Didn't know you were mucking about with the control deck.
Nothing.
Somehow, I don't trust that, but I don't care enough to press you. Onto the pods. Exciting news, everybody. We have a premiere! Before I Forget Again from A Million Bugs Productions released on 14th of August 2026 and features a star-studded cast, including well-known names such as Faye Roberts and Billy Hindle of Magnus fame. Described as a queer time travel workplace comedy podcast about an agency called the VASM and the idiots who work there. I don't know about you guys, but this kinda sounds like it was tailor-made for me. I'm very excited. Check out the socials on Tumblr at Before I Forget Again pod. That is at before-I-forget-again pod. As for current releases, Apollyon's miniseries Chronicles updated with the episode Jane on August 5th, 2026. If you're unfamiliar, Apollyon is a speculative science fiction story about a future in which a virus ravaged the world and wiped out 75% of the population. This left most of the remaining quarter under a singular governmental agency comprised of scientists and politicians working to keep the world as safe as possible. Which is really alien to me as someone from the Asteroid and servicing all the individual nations upon nations on planets, asteroids, stations, and any kind of flattish surface one could build a life on. I really like stories that convey experiences so wildly different from my own. You should check it out by heading over to apollyon.observerpictures.com. Alright folks, we've got a transmission scheduled to come in from Slack. It's super glitchy.
Another one of those. Let me see. My inquiries turned up a forest in a place called America. Something about camping.
I love camping! Getting away from all the high-tech nonsense and being one with nature for a little while. Have you ever gone camping, Slack?
One time. I do not recommend. You should enjoy asteroids with gravity stabilizers, not canvas and oxygen tank and harness.
Not what I had in mind. Anyway, let's see. Here they are. This is Anna Maria receiving from Valdivian courier vessel number 838145811397. Is that camp, PodCamp?
Sure is. I'm Flint, one of the counselors at camp.
Nice. And if I read the brief right, you're here to tell us about an upcoming podcast creation event, right?
That's right. PodCamp is a collaborative podcast creation event taking place in September. Get ready to pack your bags and be placed in a cabin team with fellow creators for a whirlwind weekend of podcast making.
A weekend? How does that work?
Each team will have 96 hours from event start to write, record and edit a one-off episode following a randomly chosen theme. Think stories to be told around a campfire on a weekend in the woods. We're looking for seasoned podcast creators who strive for a bit of challenge in their craft.
That sounds like an interesting challenge. I want to hear about the experience from a camper, you know?
Sure. Fox, tell the two nice space ladies about your camp experience in 2025.
I don't know about nice.
Slack. Shush.
Camp is intense. Fun, though. I mean, I didn't know my cabin mates before arriving, but we quickly became friends and came up with a super cool story based on the theme. Like when I signed up for camp, I said I could voice act, right? So I was assigned a voice actor. I had such fun bringing the story to life that my cabin mates wrote up. Also chatting just with the other cabins around the campfire at night about our process and how far we've come. It just really felt like being amongst my own. I highly recommend to anyone who considers coming to camp this year. I'll be there. Oh, but I have to go now. Bye!
Wow. Hey, curious, if you're interested in attending the virtual podcast creation event PodCamp, I'm reading here that you can head over to podcast-bookclub.com and check out the events tab. You can also follow the event on Tumblr at PodCamp Staff, and make sure to join the BBC Discord community via the invite link on their website. Didn't catch that? All details will be written in the episode's description. And thank you so much for calling in today.
Sure thing. See you at camp.
Slack and I would absolutely attend if we weren't swamped with deliveries. But I don't know. Maybe in another universe, we're both taking part in the Mod Team cabin, helping to organize the event.
If only.
Speaking of community events, did you hear about audio dinners?
I went to a restaurant one time that did sonic flavors. I found the experience lacking in the satiation department.
Well, I really doubt you'll be lacking for any satiation with audio dinners. They're a new project run by the creator of cassette tapes from August, and they do virtual panels for audio drama fans and creators. They've recently been collecting participant suggestions for their first panel on creating compelling characters and audio dramas. I had a little chat with the organizer, Blake McMillan, and it sounds awesome. Head over to @AugustTapes on Tumblr if that's piqued your interest.
I think I will. Compelling character, I think you're a compelling character.
Aw, slag. That was almost nice.
Compelling me to go to the other side of the room and do logs for another ES hour.
And there it is. Don't think I don't clock you. It's time for the pilot review, and you know I need silence for that. Convenient,
No comment.
Whatever. Love you too. Now, curious. It's time for the pilot review from the pilot seat. This episode was suggested to us by members of the PBC after pinging the Rec Giver role. It's, drumroll, Midnight Burger, Chapter 1, The Transdimensional Haboob. I went into this one with limited info, and I know what some of you are thinking. Has Anna Maria been living on the dark side of a moon? It's true. I've had Midnight Burger recommended to me both on the networks and IRL, and even at uni. But all I knew was, it's good, you should check it out. So that's what I'm doing. Immediately, I was confused. Now, hold on to your thrusters, that's a good thing. When you enter a pilot and are presented with questions, the due course of action is to listen for answers. However, such a thing cannot be executed without some finesse. Otherwise, listeners will just turn off the transmitter or switch channel or flip out the cassette. Midnight Burger, thankfully, has a pseudo-audience stand-in by the name of Gloria. I say pseudo because she does have a fully developed character and personality, but she's a regular person experiencing extraordinary things, and she asks all the questions the audience is thinking. I'm going to call her the Looking Glass. Another clever aspect of grounded confusion which Midnight Burger runs with is the familiar unfamiliar. We're in a diner, there's a radio playing, it's a job interview. But the diner is in the middle of nowhere, Arizona. The radio is delivering religious homily, and the music is old. I'm talking the sort of tunes they play back in front air. Questions are asked, and answers are subversive. The job interviewer haplessly bamboozled that the job ad even exists. A lone patron requesting a cigarette because she can't hope to stop, not quit. Oh, and isn't it just wonderful that the main character is an only child and all immediate family has passed away? Oh, sorry. My condolences. Each question only sprouts more questions, and Gloria is just as confused as you are. But there's the shape of something. In the absences, the omissions, what people do say and what they clearly don't begins to outline the holes in the jigsaw. And you start to create a picture with the negative spaces. Something bad is going to happen to Gloria soon. Even the radio chimes in with foreshadowing morale. And for those of you out there still missing that laugh, you feel you're owed. See, here's the thing. In my humble opinion, and by the first of S.S. Van Dyne's laws, a good mystery, whether it be the prevailing genre or simply the hook of a show, requires that the audience has equal opportunity with the detective, whomever that may be, for solving the mystery. And Midnight Burger gives you the pieces to figure out where it's headed. And it is equal parts satisfying and enticing to hear the story flow in ways both expected, while also delivering developments that are interesting and original. And what would you know? This diner? It's the only constant in the universe, and it travels between dimensions and through time. But it's not just the setup that makes this pilot so great. It's also the characters, their personalities, and how they're used. There are 4 characters, and I have a feeling if I wanted to draw up a 4-corner character diagram John Truby style, I could. They're all opposed to each other and approach the events of the story differently, while still working together. Each have their own method of understanding and explaining their situation, which is inherently tied to their identities and backgrounds. Like Leaf, the cook, using kitchen-based metaphors to explain how he can get them to travel through time. Or Aver, the holder of multiple doctorates, who tells us it all gets very theoretical after a point, and the culmination of her life studies have brought her here. They are not only characters in that they have personality and do things that the plot demands. No, they are each set up to oppose and provide separate and distinct perspectives on the same mystery. They also happen to be delightfully lovable in their own unique ways, too. I could go on and on about how this pilot used the medium to its advantage also, achieving feats many struggle with when taking away the eyes of the majority of the audience. A lot of it is tied to Gloria, the audience's looking glass, and how her lack of knowledge allows other characters to direct her and explain visually dependent situations that the characters who are already embroiled in the situation likely wouldn't comment on otherwise. But there's also a lot of physicality to it. The characters take actions, but also explain them in ways which don't feel like they're delivering stage directions purely for the audience's sake. And the atmosphere? Perfect. Old radio sermons and crackling old-timey tunes suit the end of time's theme of being haunted by a cosmos personified far too well. I'm unsure if that's a product of a plethora of other doomsday-esque stories, also using the same conventions such as Fallout and Outer Worlds, or if the Cold War, post-World War II nuclear fear and all the music, technology, and culture surrounding it is just so ingrained into certain audiences such as myself, the vibes are set the moment you turn on that crackly radio. Regardless of its roots, pastiche or no, it achieves its atmosphere superbly. Like I said, I could exalt the virtues of this pilot for an hour more, and it would be deserved. But I'm on something of a time limit enforced by a never-ending quota of deliveries to deliver. On a final note, Midnight Burger, you also get bonus points for reminding me of home. So, as your ear doctor, I'm going to prescribe a healthy dose of at least 1 season of Midnight Burger. To cash in said prescription, head over to www.weopenat6.com to find out where you can listen to Midnight Burger. And now, on to the space fact. Okay, I'm actually prepared this time, by which I mean Slack is prepared.
What?
You prepared a space fact.
I did not prepare. I simply thought for 2 seconds about my sad life in these 4 square feet and remembered that there are wonders through pilot's viewing deck.
Such as?
Super voids.
Oh, no, I hate those. Don't talk about those. They don't need to know.
I do the space fact, I get to pick the space fact.
That's fair enough. Tap me when you're done. I'm gonna fish out the air defenders from storage.
You are so dramatic.
I am the queen of drama. And Acorn is telling you to get on with it.
Voids is what you think it is. It is nothing. They are worlds of darkness, and they are not static. You cannot enter, and you should not wish to. Well, maybe you could, but you wouldn't, not after I tell you this. They are unfathomably large, dwarfing thousands of galaxies. If you were inside, there would be no sign that anything exists at all. Only the unending black and dark matter. And the void galaxies, so alone, cut off from the universe. We will never know them, and they never know us. Somebody make fiction podcasts about this. I want to listen.
Isn't the Empire right up against one? And it's like why they're expanding or whatever.
It is just a poor excuse for conquest. They are not risk at all. Not now. Not until we all are. And we are all nothing. What happened to ignoring me with ear defenders?
I got morbidly curious. I only know voids in relation to Empire superstition, and I'm not even from the Empire, so...
Of course. You'd be blacklisted from Valdivian if you were.
Yeah, so curiosity got the cat, or the acorn, as you understand it.
Your expressions confound me.
Yeah, you're not alone. With that, though, we're at the end of this episode of Sci-Fi's Finest. Remember to check us out at Sci-Fi's Finest on Tumblr to keep up with all things science fiction, audio fiction. Send us your recommendations and any upcoming podcasting events. Anna Maria and Slag, wishing you a lovely day, night, whatever. Signing out.
Sci-Fi's Finest is brought to you by Valdivian's Finest and its related podcasting productions. The news on podcasts is real, but the characters and setting are not. If you'd like to know more about Anna Maria and Slack's lore, head over to our Tumblr at Valdivian's Finest and our website, valdivian.card.co. That's a card with 2 R's. This episode was written and edited by Envy May. Anna Maria was played by Envy May, and Slack was played by Natalie Valentine, with special guest Quills as Fox. A big thank you to the PBC is in order. Without them, this podcast would not exist. Hear you next time, Courier.